Hello and welcome to today's video. I'd like to thank Solbio for actually supporting this channel. And Solbio is a completely natural toilet fluid. It can be also used in the waste tank. It's environmentally friendly as it's made from completely natural ingredients. So if you'd like to know more about this product, there'll be more at the end of the current video, and there will be links below. Thank you. Hello, my name's Alan, and in this video I'm going to tell you about this vehicle I'm in right now. This is the Carthago Liner for 2. I believe this to be the most luxurious motorhome produced by a mainline manufacturer. Anyway, at the end of the film, you can tell me if you agree or not. I hope you'll enjoy the film. Hello and welcome to the Carthago showroom in Aulendorf, Germany. This is now the flagship motorhome of Carthago. This is the Liner for 2. This will cost about €250,000, almost, by the time we put some fuel in it. This vehicle comes on either Iveco or on a Fiat, and in 2 sizes. And indeed, you've got the choice of single axle or double axle at the rear. So there's various possibilities within it. Okay, let's have a look at the details. So you can see this is on the Iveco Daily with 6.7 kilos of payload. Empty weight is 4,240. So that'll give you, well, 2,460 kilos of payload. Well, it's probably enough for you. 855 centimeters long, 227 in width, and 329 in height. Perhaps I should have said only 227, because it's the same as most of their others, except for the C compact line, which is 15 centimeters shorter. Well, I said €250,000. I actually exaggerated a bit, but I did say after you put some fuel in it. So, okay. So the garage will hold 450 kilos of weight. This is no longer a 3-room vehicle, but a 4, or at least that's what Carthago says. Let's have a walk through. Room number 1 is up here. This is the bedroom, and in this we've got the bed. Room number 2 is down here. There's still a little bit of room, and the idea is that you might want to use it to actually work in. Room number 3 is the washroom, and room number 4 is here. I suppose I can even say 5, you can even say the kitchen's one, living area is the other. So this is your living area. An absolutely outstanding vehicle in many ways. Okay, the same design is used by Heimer for the Duomobile. It was first used by Deathlefs. For the Grand Alper, still is used by Deathlefs. Silver Dream's got a very interesting take on it. It's a number of companies, Frankia as well. Wonderful, I think, the presentation of this vehicle. And so you can see where the price comes from. So let's now, having had a little bit of a look at it, let's go down to the very front. Now, as I'm doing this by myself, I would like to show you how the seats go down, but I can't because I need 2 hands. I shall now put the bed down in here. Now, the first thing I think I have to do This isn't obligatory, but I think there's a point in closing the area of where the bed is and this thing here like that. Now, first thing actually wasn't that, but it was to put the seats down. So I put the seats down. I can't do that with one hand. And a little thing here is, I'm just a little bit concerned about how close the bed is to the television here. It's very close indeed. Let's see if it makes any difference. Oh, it didn't. That's good. So the bed's now coming down. This is hinged here. So actually you've got 6 individual mattresses and this covering at the front. And now I see why that's there. So, and now let's bring the stairs out. So, that's what it looks like with in the night position. Bed down, stairs out. That's your sleeping arrangements. Over here, we've got a window. Got a window up there. And we've got a window there as well. Just in case there's any reason you want to close off the outside, you could close it like that. And you could also close this here as well if you wanted to. Well, it comes close as well, but it doesn't touch. And that joins round. So that is now the bedtime accommodation in this vehicle. Window, it's great. Plenty of, turn the lights off. Now that appeals to me somehow. So you could have the party could be still going on in the other room, but in here it's closed to the world. And should you need to get out because you drank too much or whatever, there you go, out there, and you can see yourself in the mirror. Good, eh? Just oh, I can't do it. You know why? Because I locked it. I locked the door. So you can lock yourself in if you want. So let's now drive off. Well, I won't drive off, but I'll put the bed up. Pressing the button now. Put the stairs back in. So it's on an Iveco daily. We've got on the reversing camera to the left. We've got, let's have a sit down in fact, look at the driving position of the vehicle. Mind you, it does seem that it's much bigger than 227 centimeters in width. Bus mirrors here and on the other side. Here we've got drawers which come out to make, oops, space for your computer. I think that's the idea of it, although I must say it's very close to there, and that's as far as it'll come out. And drawers here as well. Now, if you want to close this area off, you can do so. So, imagine that you've parked somewhere, you've got the, obviously they've got the curtain around the bed, and maybe you've got this blocked off as well. So there's, you put a screen on the some width on the windscreen. This will come across like that, and that goes there to close that part off. And here you can close this as well, and now you've got room 2 or 3, whatever. There's the toilet. Now this is of course a dressing room, because you've got space here for your clothes, so you can get dressed in here. Of course there's only 2 of you in the van, and you've probably seen each other without clothes on, but just in case you haven't or you're a bit shy, then this would do. Now the shower has been redesigned in the 2022 model, and it's bigger. It's got this slope on it now. I'm not too certain of the point of putting these in here, but you obviously want to take the towels or whatever's hung up there out before using the shower. Mind you, I don't like this at all. I don't like these plastic things like this. So I think that lets the show down a little bit. Duckboard in there, not really necessary because he's not walking in and out, but anyway. So let's close this. Oh dear, I can't close it. Why? Because I locked it. Now this vehicle has 210 litres of fresh water, has 170 of wastewater, if I remember rightly. Okay, the kitchen is, well, it's a bit bigger than in other vehicles. 3 burners there, large sink. You've got a bit of storage above it. Here's a nice little feature. This comes out. On the other side, that is all part of the toilet. Have a look at under here. That's currently, why can't I open that? It's because there's a central locking device which stops it opening. So let's press the central locking device, and now it's open. Now with this also we've got this gentle curved top. Always good to have curved tops in vans. It's in curved everywhere. There's no sharp surfaces anywhere, unlike my van. Although in my van I am working on it. There's your rubbish bins and extra storage. Very nice use of space in my opinion. Okay, now television pops up over there, so in front of that window, and if you want to lounge on here you can do so by pressing this, and this comes out. So there you now have a lounger. No one else does this, as far as I'm aware. There you go. There you have a lounger to lounge upon and watch the television on. Let's get onto this, and I shall have to bring this round like that. Sit down here, turn the thing around. There's me. Actually, I can't stand cushions as a rule, but in this case I needed one. There we go. There's me lounging in front of the window because there's no television. But hey, that's pretty good in my opinion. I'll take the thing around a bit. You can see me from the other angle. There I am, lounging like this down here. Oh, I might just move in this van. There was somebody at Dusseldorf. Apparently, I just heard the story. I mean, not in my time of attending Dusseldorf, but he never had a hotel anywhere to stay, and he'd always sneak into one of the motorhomes at night and sleep in there. Anyway, I might try doing that here. Turn it around. So that gives you an idea of the lounger. Anyway, so now we'll put it back. I'll try it. I'll stand up here. No, I won't. I'll stand here like that and press the button so it goes in. Well, I'll take the cushion out of the way as well. Now, if I come to the back, we can see, now on the shorter version, there's two size versions of this. This is the long version. On the shorter version, you don't have such a big, I don't know, what can I call this? It's not a windowsill, whatever you call this bit here. This bit at the back. What this has got is, yeah, a little bit of storage in there. There's your headrest, and in here there's another headrest. I don't know if it's meant to be for headrests, but anyway. And we'll have a quick look at the very deep storage around there. And once more, wonderful panoramic roof lights. And there's your view of the living part from here. Oh, I think this is outstanding. I got a little bit of storage in there, and in here, proper drawers, notice. USB there, there'll be others in here. Television comes up by pressing this, but I don't think there's one in the moment. Let's just see. No, it's not turned on. So anyway, good. Next thing I want to point out, oven, fridge, that's the freezer, sorry, and that's the fridge. There you can see what the time is, as well as the you got a barometer there, and the temperature. And what do you call it, with the water, the hydro, whatever that's called, humidity, sorry, that's the humidity measurer. Right, now the floor, there's a step down into the driving compartment because it's been raised up for the double floor. There's another step up there, raised up because of the garage. Let's have a look into the double floor. Now the double floor will keep it particularly warm in winter. It's a barrier. There we have an inverter. So you put all the technical stuff such as the water tanks and all the rest of it goes into the double floor. There's your black water tank. There's your fresh water tank. 210, remember. In here we have continuation of the water tank. And as you come in to the vehicle, we've got this. Part of the double floor. Although I don't see the logic of having the black water tank there like that into the double floor. There might be a very good reason, but I don't know what it is. And there you can turn, you can release the water if it needs to be from there. Right, another feature introduced for the 2022 season is the door here. This door has, it's a safety door. Right, so it's got 3 very strong hinges. It's got double locking, and it's got something else. What's the other thing it's got? Oh, central locking. That's it. Central locking. So you can lock all the doors, the driver's door, this door, and all the flaps as well. That, I don't want to say it's a first, but I can't think of anyone else is offering that at present. It can be opened via RFID, and also it's got a coming home and leaving function. So the LED outside stays on. What have I done now? Have I locked myself inside? No, I haven't. So you can feel how tough it is. Right, in here, so there we have the garage. In here you can put 450 kilos of space. Now on the one thing, so you've got because of the lounge layout at the back, this is all part of that, and of course that does impinge on your storage potential, and as a result, particularly if in the shorter version of this vehicle, the storage is quite largely impinged. Nonetheless, that's a huge, I mean, you easily get your entire bike collection in there. And the door on the other side as well, the same size, really big door. Here we can have a look at the double floor. So we could see into this earlier, and I think that's pretty wonderful, really. I mean, I'll never own it, but you know, in 20 years time, get one that's 20 years old, who knows. Just thinking how old I'll be in 20 years time. Don't know if I'll still have a driving license. So I hope you found that of interest. That's the Liner for 2. But as we're still here, let's just have a walk over to the next one, which is this, the S Plus, upon which the Liner for 2 is based. And the S Plus has the same features as the Liner for 2 to a large extent. This thing here, you know, it's coming at a similar price. You know, not much change from $250,000. 860 by 227 by 329. So you've got an E Plus and an S Plus. It can be based on the Iveco, on the Mercedes, or the Fiat. This one's got a bed above, up there. So this effectively is the choice between the at the top end, enormous here dressing room compared to the other one, the Liner for 2, and we have a conventional German layout at the back, storage under the bed. Here's the television, I think. Yes, it is. It's not always the television. Sometimes they have slide out things in here. That gives a far more conventional type vehicle. This here moves out, not that, and you've got, there's a big cushion probably in there to put in there to make this an even bigger. It comes out like that even. So, but if you want the big washroom, obviously this is the one to get. Big washroom with toilet there, and as I say, dressing room. You've got space for your clothes in there. So now, which of the two would you prefer? If somebody came along and said, which would you like, which would you take? I've done a different video on this one in much more depth. So, take you around the outside, which is not very similar. You see here with the garage, we actually thought it was quite good because you can sort of compare the two garages. The line of through obviously goes back further, but it is more sort of height space in this one. Right, you've got up there also an electric awning. Yeah, well, one can dream. So, thanks very much for watching. Hope you found that of interest. Plenty more vehicles on this channel, from the extremely luxurious, such as this one, to those at the bottom of the pile. I have a lot on my channel. So, all the best from Aulendorf, Germany. This is the first time ever that I have accepted any support for promoting a product on YouTube. Now, I've been on YouTube now for 15 years, and I've been doing the van life stuff for a number of years as well. The reason I haven't accepted support in the past is because I felt it had to be something which I really agreed with, and a product I knew. So I had to feel 100% about recommending it to others. This is Solbio, and this is a toilet additive. Now, what's the point of a toilet additive? Well, when you use the toilet, then it goes into a cassette, and you have to dump the cassette somewhere. Now, if you just urinate into it, then there should be no problem. But if you put any solids into it, then it makes it a bit more difficult. Now, one thing you can do is if you have constant diarrhea, then you may not need a toilet additive, because you should be able to dump it without any problems. For those of you who don't suffer from this problem, then one thing you might want to consider doing, in fact, one thing you're going to have to consider doing, is using a toilet additive. Now, there's two types. There's the blue stuff, which is manufactured by a number of companies, and it works pretty well. No problems there whatsoever with the way it works. Oh, there's the green stuff, which is ecologically based. Now, up until now, the green stuff didn't work as well as the blue stuff. But I think with Solbio, we're now seeing a comparative working rate. It works just as well. So it's ecological. What it's got inside are natural soaps, it's got natural citric acid, it's got essential oils and plant extracts, and that breaks down whatever it is that you're throwing into the toilet, or releasing into the toilet, I should say. And when you come to a dump station, you can just tip up your cassette and it all flows in nicely. Now you may say, well, I have constant diarrhea, and so therefore I don't need something like that. Well, that may be the case, but one thing that this has got, it's got a rather pleasant fragrance to it as well. Now, I personally like the fragrance of the blue stuff, but I know I'm in a small minority on that one. One thing I noticed when I've been doing tests of really small vehicles, such as 5.5 meter ones above all, so as soon as you open the door, you have this fragrance, let's say, of the blue stuff sort of hits you. Now, with this one here, Solbio, it's got a more natural sort of smell. It's a bit like eucalyptus. I'm trying to find a good way of actually describing it, and the best thing I could think of, it's got these cough drops or these eucalyptus like sweets, and it's got this type of fragrance within the toilet anyway. And if you're in a small van, I bet it could fill up the small van. I haven't really noticed it sort of when I'm sitting here in this position, for example, but maybe I'm not using enough of it to actually notice. Next thing is it safe to use? Well, the thing with the blue stuff is there are good reasons to suggest that it may not be completely safe to use. I mean, it does break things down in a chemical manner. I mean, I'm not going to suggest it's dangerous or anything like that, but I don't think it is particularly good for the environment. If it comes into contact with plants or things of this nature, I mean, there's warnings that, I mean, if you get it in a fish tank or something like that, I don't know why you want to put it in a fish tank, but if you put it in the fish tank, then the fish will die. So this, as it comes from natural things, you assume that it's okay. Now the blue stuff as well, I've noticed I always get it on my hands. And not only that, I mean, obviously I sort of miss the toilet as well. Sorry, I get it into the toilet bowl. I don't miss the toilet, I miss the sort of the hole where you open up for the toilet. And it sort of stains, and it takes a few flushes for it to actually go down. I don't know if that's bad or not, but it's with this stuff, it's almost translucent. Not quite, but almost. As is when you dump it out, which seems a bit odd the first time. You think, hang on just a minute, I'm sure I didn't just urinate in there. But that's the way it is. The manufacturers say it doesn't cause skin irritation. I have never experienced skin irritation from the blue stuff, but I have heard of people having this problem. And let's have another look at it, because here it comes in two. One's for marine use and the other's for motorhome use. Now it could be that mariners use the toilet or they eat something a bit more dodgy, or I don't know, but it's different. This contains 40 doses, and it's dosed via this thing down here, this little tap. Now I know there are people who are suspect of these taps. Now, I previously worked in the packaging industry, and indeed I used to give talks being an expert. I don't think I was much of an expert, but I do know a little bit about it. This technology is perfectly safe, I think, to use. It's not, I mean, it's often used in bag-in-the-box applications, and so you get wine or something. The wine's in a box, and it got this tap that sticks out, and you use it. In the company I used to work, where we produced blueberry juice, we used this technology, and I've never known the taps to go wrong in my direct experience. But when they first came out, I agree there was problems with them. I've heard of people saying they put something in the fridge, or they in the van, and something hit here. In theory, you're supposed to knock both ends down at this. Oh, sorry, pull them both up and press down at the same time to get it to work. So I mean, I do accept that these things can go wrong. Just as, I mean, if you don't close a bottle properly, everything will go out. But I make that part. Other than that, the bag may seem a little unsturdy because of the way it is. But I can tell it's made from recycled. It's green plastic. It's I think it's quite safe. So there some observations on this, and as far as I'm concerned, I really do think it is a good solution for you. Now, it costs roughly the same as the blue stuff. There isn't much difference. Now, I do appreciate that if there was a price difference, that might be a problem. Although, I think if you're into motorhomes, then you've probably like living in harmony with nature, which is what I'm in it for, really. I think it's the call of nature, this contact with nature and all the rest of it. So I think that protecting nature is something that I would want to do. Whether or not I'm prepared to pay a premium, yes, maybe I'm prepared to pay a little bit of a premium for it, but in all honesty, between this one and the blue stuff, there's hardly any difference. Right, so if you find that of interest, there will be a link below. It's not an affiliate link, it just tells you where to get the stuff from. I'm not on any affiliate programs at all, deliberately, so nobody can accuse me of trying to promote something to get the affiliate link. But I do absolutely believe in this product. So, thanks very much for watching. I am currently at a place called Alexa Camping, or Camping Alexa, in northern Poland, and you may have heard some of the noises on the outside from the campsite, but I shall tell you more about that in another video. So, there you go. This is about Solbio. Thanks for watching.